Good day. This is Dr. Anasuya Jagadevi Jagadisan, and I am going to be talking about dealing with people who show psychopath, kind of like narcissistic, the dark triangle kind of behaviors, because a few days, today actually, I got a Facebook message from somebody who asked the question. They're working with an NGO, and they asked this question to know more about people who display psychopathic behaviors, where you know what is the source of those behaviors. um, is there anything that can be done to help people with these types of behaviors? Will they be dangerous, and are they potentially harmful behaviors? Okay, and I'm going to read this part out. Call me naive. I always thought they were the rarest of the rare, and I would never meet one in my line of work. I think the hardest thing that I have to deal with is how charming they are. Nobody believes what we've went through. So, firstly, these are not psychopaths as you would see from serial killer level psychopaths. Okay? A psychopath does not have to be a serial killer. A psychopath can be totally functioning in society. But what we are talking about here is psychopathic behaviors where people treat others without any empathy. You don't show any empathy in your behavior. You create drama, you create harm, you seem to go out of your way to manipulate people to cause pain. So these are the behaviors that is being asked about. So what are the cause of those behaviors? The first thing we have to understand is that you know a psychopath is somebody, a total psychopath is somebody who's born that way. That is very rare. But psychopathic like behaviors are more sociopathic. Sociopathic means that you are able to feel emotions. It's not that you cannot feel emotions. A true psychopath cannot feel emotions at all. But a sociopath can feel emotions. However, they feel emotions for a small number of people, a select number of people, and they don't show any empathy or any emotion or any kind of feelings for people outside of their small circle. So there are a lot of people in business like this who, for their friends and all that, they love their friends, but outside their family and friends, the way they treat their workers, the way they treat their staff, they don't care. And they show they don't care. They make business decisions that destroy other people's lives. So that is more sociopathic. And you do get that in NGOs as well. People who come to these NGOs, or people who want help, but actually are just coming there to get to get drama, to get attention, to basically almost try to push the people who are actually doing work to the edge, to show them that they're not good people, because that's what is good for them. They want to show that people who work in NGOs are not good people. They want to destroy names, those type of things. So that is, they're not psychopaths, as they don't feel emotions, but they are not empathic towards other people, and they're very focused on their own needs, which can be very narcissistic. That means all they care about is themselves. Can they now I When somebody does not care for you and you try to care for them, unfortunately it means that you are an easy target, because you care and they don't. And when they don't care, they manipulate, they change, they control, they manipulate, they pretend. It hurts, and they will go out of their way to hurt you. Chances of it becoming violent, not so strong, but it can happen. Depending on what how they come across, what words they're choosing to use, it can get quite violent. It can potentially get violent. And it's got nothing to do with how you treat them or how well you treat them, or and if we think, if I treated them differently, will they behave differently? The answer is no. Their intention in the first place was not to really help, was not to was the intention coming in, was for themselves. Now, a good example of somebody who is a sociopath, in some ways, like they don't have any emotion for other people, by the definition of they don't have any emotion, they don't have any sympathy or empathy for the victims, they only have empathy for themselves. Look at Richard Huckle. The abuse of children, the stuff he did there, that level of narcissism, and disregard for other people's feelings, disregard for the intention of the organization. So, it happens whether people are working in the organizations, whether people are volunteers, whether people are coming across, there are people who do these type of behaviors. So how do we manage? I know that there was a spat of recently among the groups, the NGO groups, there was somebody who's been verbally attacking individuals on the thing. Now, I mean, I don't know this person directly. I've never had any dealings with them, but if you ask me, that person definitely needs mental health support. That person definitely needs to go and see a psychiatrist and get some medication for whatever situation they're in. But the most important thing is, how do we respond? Don't block, report, and then ignore. That person's drama is their own drama. No amount of logic, no amount of evidence, no amount of disputing is going to change whatever drama is in that person's head. So the best thing to do is report, ignore. Would that person be physically dangerous? Honest answer is, I do not know. Chances are no, but there is a slim chance it might happen, because mentally disturbed people can get violent. Okay, it doesn't happen very often, but they can. So the potential is there. So look after yourselves. When you're talking about stalking behaviors, you're talking about ranting behaviors online, one of the main reasons people are doing it is because they're narcissistic. You're trying to get attention. Whether it's positive attention or negative attention, you're trying to get attention for yourself. So if you are giving that attention, then you are feeding the trolls. So the best thing to do in certain situations is, don't feed the trolls, ignore the trolls. Let the trolls, play with other trolls. Just let it go. There's no, but because of safety, save, screenshot, send to police. And please do make police reports. Keep an account of the log. If you know that this person is targeting a few people in the group, all the people in the group should also know the report number and perhaps maintain a report number, and keep the record of the report number, so that you may be reporting in different police stations, but even the police are able to cross-check very easily that this is the same kind of report or same kind of person that they're talking about. So that is some of the, that's just a small response to the video, to the question that the person posted to me on how to deal with it. And yes, they are very charming until you do stuff they don't like. One of the easiest things for people who don't care to do is pretend to go along. And they're very charming because it means nothing to them. For us, sometimes it's hard to be charming because we're angry, we're upset, we don't really agree, so it's hard to be charming all the time. We get emotional. So the sociopaths, psychopaths, that category, they don't get emotional. So, they are able to pretend to be charming all the time because they don't care. So it's as simple as that. And have I met psychopaths? Yeah. I'm talking about the extreme end. Yeah, I have a couple of times. Do I think that I can counsel them? No, I don't. I know that is something that requires a lot of medication, and even then I'm not sure whether the medication will work. But if you're a counselor, and even if you're clinical, if you think that you want to take them, by all means, and you're a clinical, go ahead. But if you're a counselor, this is definitely not something that you should try to pursue, because you will end up the victim. Okay, whether it's for emotional manipulation, or mental manipulation, or financial manipulation, it can happen. All right, so just be careful about that when you are dealing with this category of people. Anyway, that's my sharing. I hope it made sense. It's in response to the question posed by the NGO, by somebody from the NGO. If you're, I'm putting this under the hashtag of PSA mental health, and I'm thinking of starting the channel that talks about, that responds to questions that people have asked me on this topic, on topics of mental health. It's any kind of mental health topics I'll be talking about from all around. I'm not an expert on camera. I'll just switch on the camera and talk to the camera. But if you find that the content is interesting, then like, subscribe, and all that wonderful stuff. Okay, bye bye. Thank you. And also, disclaimer: when you're talking about mental health, not everybody is going to fall under the categories that I've said. I mean, you know, um, you're talking about like a good number beyond normal of certain types of behaviors. Sometimes some people can care, and they're empathic, but they do feel empathy, but they also behave like they don't. So I'm actually just talking about the behavior rather than the, the diagnosis. All right, and there's always going to be exceptions to the norm. This is mental health. Human beings are unique. Human beings are wonderful. That's what makes it interesting. Okay, we're not just computers. We are individuals, and as individuals, we'll always respond differently, uniquely, and quite fun. So being human is fun. So kind of enjoy it. All right. Bye bye.